You know the sad part? That 60% of women around us don't even know that the issues that they are facing is linked with their hormones. Most of us are always told to push through it, exercise more, lose that weight out, eat better, without even really understanding how our bodies work. I was one of them. For years, I have been taught to believe that I have to do it better. I have doubled down my workouts, followed fat diets. My weight was stuck. There was no results showing up. I had experienced unexplainable fatigue, mood swings, and whatnot. After having tried all of this, I felt stuck. But the truth is that it wasn't me, it was my hormones. And I know that I'm not alone in this. Many women like me suffer from the same condition. It's just we feel that our body is not working for us but is working against us. And there is an unexplainable, sudden disappearing energy without any warning. I know this because I went through this situation myself. You're not alone imagining it, and your body isn't broken. The problem is that most of us don't know how to work with our hormones. Did you know that nearly 1 in 5 women in India suffer from PCOS and PCOD? And worldwide, it's like 10% of women who have this health condition. That's millions of women around us who daily suffer from symptoms like irregular periods, hormonal imbalances, mood swings, and even serious chronic health conditions like infertility or metabolic disorders. But it doesn't stop here. Research suggests that more than 80% of women suffer from one or the other kind of hormonal imbalances in their lifetime, even if they are not diagnosed with the condition. Think about that. Every second, 8 out of 10 women suffer from unpredictable mood, low energy, stubborn weight, and painful periods. All our life, we have been told that one size fits all, do this, do that, and you'll feel better. But it's not the case. Our feminine energy work in a very different way. And in order to understand that, we have to first understand how our hormones actually work. Everything that we have understood up till now has never taken into account the biology and the beautiful complexity of this feminine body that we have. But here's a good news. You don't have to live this way. I've been on this journey myself, and that's what I have learned. Once you understand your cycle, and when you learn to sync your cycle with your body, instead of fighting against it, it's like unlocking a superpower. This video is just not about solving a particular health problem. It's about thriving and finding energy, balance, and joy in every phase of our life. So whether you're struggling with PCOD, irregular periods, or feeling just out of sync, this is for you. But before we get started, you must know why it actually works and how what I'm saying in this video works for thousands of women in my program. So recently I launched a 75 days transformation challenge that was based on your natural energy cycle, your body's rhythm. The workouts were designed according to your ovulation cycle, and you can see the amazing results. Not just they are feeling amazing light and the results that they're getting with respect to weight loss, it's beautiful how each and everyone is enjoying the challenge. You can also be a part of this challenge because we have launched batch 3 of the same on your request. The link is there in my description box, but just go through these messages and the testimonials, the love that we are receiving for the challenge, the motivation that each and every girl is getting because they know how to synchronize their cycle according to their natural body rhythms. And now they know they don't have to give it their all every day. It's just how to work according to their infradian rhythm. The results are just crazy. The back pain gone, periods become synchronized, and most effectively, you fall in love with your hormones. So we'll deep dive into how our body works, break down all the different phases of our cycle, and I'll share how I have used this knowledge to increase my productivity, boost my health, and transform my life completely and make it a better and a happier place to live. Let's get started. This is going to be a learning experience for all of you. So grab a warm drink and a notebook so that you can write down some important pointers and get some beautiful insights. First, let's burst this myth that health and productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing what's right for your body. As women, we have biological rhythm that affects our energy, mood, focus, and even our metabolism. This rhythm is called infradian rhythm, and it is as important as our circadian rhythm. Now, before we get started, you must know what circadian and infradian rhythm means. Now, circadian rhythm is basically a pattern of behavioral responses of our body. So, we work in a 24-hour clock from 6 a.m. morning to 6 p.m. evening. Now, this 24-hour clock is different for different person, but if we synchronize it with the environment, that is when the sun goes up and the sun goes down, we see a fluctuation in our blood pressure levels, our melatonin levels, our serotonin levels, our cortisol levels. All of these different hormones work according to a natural 24-hour clock. The science is very simple. When your eyes see a light, your SCN gets triggered to produce more cortisol, which makes you alert and hence wakes you up. Similarly, at night, more melatonin is produced and hence you feel dizzy and you sleep. However, this is a men's clock and not a women's clock. Testosterone levels goes up and down according to a 24-hour clock of men. But we as women function on a 28-day cycle clock, which is called infradian rhythm, which is simpler and yet very effective. From day 1 to 5, we consider it as a menstruation phase. From 6 to 13, that is post-menstruation, is the follicular phase. Then day 14 to 17 is the ovulation, and day 18 to 28 is our luteal phase. Depending on these different phases, we fluctuate on energy levels. Our energy levels go really low in menstruation, then it goes up, slightly increasing in follicular, then it peaks in our ovulation phase, and then it goes down in our luteal phase. So according to these energy levels and fluctuation, we need to synchronize our routine according to these 4 phases of the month. You know that men work on 24-hour day clock and we as women work on 28-day cycle. So we are completely different. So when we try to follow one size fits all approach, we end up fighting against our biology. But here's a truth that changed my perspective. When women sync their lives with their bodies, they unlock a level of power and clarity they didn't know existed. Think about it. What if your low energy days weren't your weaknesses, but your body's way of telling you to stop, rest, and recharge? What if you plan your high energy workouts, your biggest projects on the days when your body is primed for that? Once I started living in sync with my body's natural cycle, I saw huge changes. I stopped burning out, my workouts felt more enjoyable, and even my business grew because I was working smarter and not harder. So let's dive into the 4 different phases of our cycle, and I'll show you exactly what I do, what I eat, how I do my workouts, how I plan my routine according to my cycle. And I promise that it is very simple and easy to be incorporated in your lifestyle. It's much easier than it sounds and so worth it. Starting with the follicular phase that starts right after your period ends. I call it as our spring season. Think of it as your fresh start phase. It's like spring, your energy starts rising, your mind feels clearer. During this phase, I love brainstorming, planning, and trying new things. Whether it's testing a new workout or experimenting with recipes, I feel most creative during this time. I have all my new ideas jotted down and I make sure that I use this time to come up with new ideas for my new projects as well. Here's something really fascinating. Your brain chemistry during this phase is wired for creativity and problem solving. It's a perfect time to set intentions for the month ahead. You know, previously, when I didn't know about this cycle syncing, I used to directly jump into high intensity exercises right after my period. And I was like, because I have had my slow days, now I have to give all my heart to these days and I have to get it done most of my time. However, when I've started the synchronization of my cycle and has slowly understood that this is a time for mental clarity and the time when I can rejuvenate myself, restart, and use my energy to do something really creative, the things have completely changed. This is like aligning my natural energy with my creative energy, and now I feel stronger and more motivated. Here is a workout recommendation. Go for a brisk walk, stretching, and a light cardio activity during this time because your energy levels are slightly increasing, but they have not peaked. Do not suddenly rush into high intensity exercises. Keep it slow and enjoy this time for these activities that makes complete sense. For respect to productivity, this is your creative zone, and make sure that you engage in creative tasks come with creative ideas, jot down all the ideas that are coming at this particular time, engage in activities that really mean to you. For nutrition, go with spinach, vibrant foods, and smoothies, because this is the time when you need good nutrition blend. Next phase is the ovulatory phase. This is your summer season. So this is the phase when you're glowing confident and you're full of energy. It's your summer, your hormones are peaking, and so is your mood. For me, this is when I plan my live workshops, my workouts, which are high in energy. And when I have to perform my best, can make high energetic videos during this time. I just make sure that I get most of my work done during this phase of the time. Also, your body is primed for socializing and networking at this time. So I use this time to make my network connections and meet new people, go to more events, and take advantage of this phase to shine. A very powerful reminder, your body is designed to peak performance during this phase. So use this time to step into your power. For workouts, I do high intensity exercises, dance, cardio, running, weight training, and exercises that demand a lot of my energy. For productivity, I schedule meetings, presentations or events that require confidence and charisma. For nutrition, I keep it light, cooling foods like fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins. One of my favorite meals is grilled tofu and avocado salad dressing, which makes it very interesting, yummy, and make this phase shining as bright. Previously when I didn't understand the power of my ovulation phase, whenever I was being in front of camera, I felt different every week. Some days were really energetic, I was able to shoot. Some days were like, I can't do it, because I never understood the power of synchronization of my cycle with my energy levels. And once I've started doing it, I make sure that all of my videos where I have to be in front of camera requires high energy, or I have to be in seminars or take sessions, I make sure that it is scheduled in my ovulation phase. And because of that, it feels so much more natural. Moving to the next phase, which is your luteal phase, that comes after your ovulation, and I call it the autumn season. After summer comes autumn. The luteal phase is when your energy starts dipping and you may feel more introverted. This is when I shift gears. I focus on completing tasks, meal prepping, and slowing down my workouts. Here's an important lesson. The body is asking for stability and nourishment and not punishment. This is the time when you have to slow it down. With respect to workouts, switch to low impact exercises like Pilates, stretching, and light strength training. Productivity, tackle detailed administrative tasks that doesn't require much of your attention but is quite repetitive. Organize your space, declutter. Consider this as the time of clarity and deep clean your system. Your body craves for grounding foods. I make hearty bowls with roasted sweet potatoes, lentils, and tahini. So I remember that I used to push myself really hard in this phase as well, because I always believe that my productivity gets hindered when the period arrives. So I used to make most of this time. However, I ended up drained, feeling exhausted. I never considered this time as a time of mental clarity and where I have to prioritize self-care. But when I've started doing it, I can feel so much different today. Now I embrace this phase as a time of my self-care. Last and the most beautiful phase is your menstrual phase, which is your winter season. And finally, the winter season. Instead of seeing this phase as inconvenient one, I have learned how to embrace it and how to honor it. I take things slow, journal, and reflect on the things that happened last month. A very important point, that rest isn't luxury, it's a necessity. For workouts, I make sure that I don't go overboard. I just go with my instinct. I go with gentle light stretching, little bit of yoga, and even just relaxing and walking works for me. For productivity, reflect, journal, and plan for the next cycle. For nutrition, I make sure that I take some iron-rich foods like spinach soup, beetroot salads, or turmeric milk. I keep it warm and cozy. Previously, this winter used to feel like a setback, but now it's an opportunity for me to reconnect with myself. Now that we have explored all the phases, let me help you with how you can make this work for you. Here are my top tips. First, start tracking. Use a cycle tracker or a journal to note how you feel each day. And I recommend trying my Sync Your Cycle journal. This hormonal kit that I have designed is simply in order to help you synchronize your cycle with your body. And this only happens when you do a right kind of journaling, right kind of nutrition and workout. So everything is taken care of when I curated this kit. It's very special. Already my clients have been loving it and have been beautifully designed to synchronize your cycle. This is one of a kind planner. You'll not get it anywhere in the world. It's specially designed for women, and yes, you are going to love it. You'll find the link in my description if you would really want to change your life with proper tracking and journaling. Second, plan ahead. Align your schedule with your energy levels. Once you start aligning your schedule with your energy levels, you will always allocate the important task in the ovulatory phase, then some administrative tasks in luteal phase, and when you need some creativity, you can use the follicular phase with it for it, and for reflection, use your menstrual phase. So yes, you have to allocate your different tasks and plan well in advance to distribute them well in different phases of your month. Step 3, be flexible. Life happens. Don't stress if things don't go perfectly. It's completely fine if it doesn't go according to your plan. Life is not about a strict routine or a plan that should never be changed. It can change anytime, but you have to allow yourself and give that freedom. Listen to your body more and you will get there. Living in synchronization with my cycle has completely changed my life. It isn't about doing more, but doing what's right for your body. And if you're ready to embrace this journey, start small. Track your cycles, listen to your body, and honor its needs. It's a very important video for every woman to watch, and that's why I feel that once you understand and channelize this feminine energy that's there, which is beautiful, then it makes a hell lot of difference in your life. I've experienced this and now I know that you will too. So yes, go ahead and sync your cycle. And before we go, you must know that your body isn't broken. It's beautifully designed. So let's celebrate it together. So that's it for this video. I would love to answer all your questions about synchronization of your cycle, because I know that you will have a lot of it. If you have how to follow it, how to synchronize your cycle, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll make sure that I answer them all. And yes, that's it. I'll see you in my next video. Share this video with every woman around you, because I know that's very important to be shared.